All right, what's going on, everyone? This is going to be kind of more of a raw video, just because super busy with edits and travel and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of travel, that's what I want to talk about in this video. So I got these 3 cases, been doing some travel for work lately, and I figured I'd just kind of show you how I pack for a one-man band kind of operation. So this past shoot that I kind of had all this packed up for was in San Diego and in Arizona. And the idea is I just did a couple of interviews and B-roll, all that kind of stuff. So every production, every job is going to be packed a little bit differently, but this is kind of my starter kit, if you will. And then I kind of add or remove things as I see necessary for the particular job. So that being said, I'm gonna kind of open up each of these cases, kind of talk about what I've brought with me, what I have with me. But let's first talk about kind of at a macro level. And this is just for one-man band stuff, when I'm traveling alone. If I'm traveling with a crew or something like that, that's completely different. We gotta obviously bring a lot more, but I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't wanna have to lug around 10 cases in an airport if I don't have to, if the job doesn't necessarily call for it. So what I've done here is I basically have 3 cases. One of these cases, this big guy right here, I obviously check, and then this bag and this Pelican case up here on the top are both carry-on compliant. And these 2 cases, that's what I carry: my laptop, other sensitive electronics, stuff that I don't want to lose in the checked baggage debacle that sometimes happens when you lose. So cameras, and then obviously batteries, lithium batteries, you can't check those, so pack all those in these cases and stuff, and then lenses as well, and then a few other knickknacks, hard drives, memory cards, all that kind of stuff. And then in here I just have basically camera support and a couple other things. We'll go into it here in a minute. Now, one thing that I don't typically like to fly with, if I don't have to, is lights and C-stands, simply because it's really just not practical for me to fly with those. It's more practical for me to just add some rental equipment in the budget, so that I can just rent whatever equipment that I need when I get there. But if I can fit it all in this case, this kind of tells me what I don't need to rent, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and jump into it. I don't even know where I'm going to set up the camera, but just kind of I'm just going to open up the case and just kind of show you all the stuff that I actually have in these cases. All right, well, I figured we'll just start with this right here. This is my F-Stop Guru pack, and I absolutely love this pack for a number of reasons. Number one, it is a modular system, and I'll show you here in a second. It comes with these little internal camera units that you can get, so you can kind of scale it to your project needs. But also, it fits under the seat on an airplane, so I can use this as my personal item when flying. And then my Pelican case that we'll look at here in a second can be my carry-on in the overhead bin. So this pack is pretty much what I keep lenses, my drone, and my laptop, and like cables and all that kind of stuff in there. So kind of show you what I got. In here, I just got my, these are my in-ear monitors back when I played live music more, but I use these to monitor audio. I prefer them over the earmuffs, just personal preference, and they're really neutral sounding, so anyways, there's good. And then in this case, I'll throw in my AirPods. So I love this pack because you access it from the back, so you don't. So when you're walking, someone can't open it and take your lenses while you're walking. I don't know who would be stupid enough to do that, but anyways. So I have lenses in here. I have the Sigma 24-70 Art, the 18-35, and for interviews, I will typically use these as my lenses, unless I'm renting some like ours or something like that. 18-35 typically have on the Pocket 6K, and I've been running the Pocket 6K as my A-cam image lately. And then this will go on the Ursa as the B-cam, and I'll run that on Easy Rig. And then this is the Tokina 11-16, and I'll just run this, the Pocket 6K on the gimbal, if I need like a wide angle establishing shot or something. So there's that. Then these 2 empty slots right here before the 1DX Mark III and 16-35, which is what I'm using to film this right now. I always bring my 1DX with me on every shoot, just as a backup camera, or I find a lot of times I will go ahead and take some stills like I did on this last project, and it worked out because they actually like my photos so much that they hired me for another photo campaign. So super stoked on that. All right, so moving around on the side, I have just like a Ronin battery because you can't put that in checked baggage. And then in this case, I've actually kind of emptied it out, but I'll put like some Aperture MCs or something like that in here, and then maybe like an extra t-shirt and something like that, just in case my checked baggage gets lost. At least I have an extra change of clothes. So in here I have another lens, just 7200 f4. It's, you know, there you go. And then here I have the DJI Air 2S, and I just have it on top of this ICU, internal camera unit. And then in it, this is the Fly More combo. The only thing I've added in here are these Freewell NDs, and I like these because you can get the ND64, and that's just a little bit stronger ND than you get from the, I think ND32 is the most you get on the DJI ones. So just have a little bit more exposure because the Air 2S has a fixed aperture. So, and I just got all the stuff in there, so I'm not going to unbox that. There's no need to do that. So then in here, I put my laptop and my iPad just in this little compartment right here. And I actually have the laptop out because I'm dumping footage at the moment. And then in this case right here, I'll just put Samsung T5 drive for DIT, all that kind of stuff on set, and then cables, adapters, all that kind of stuff in here. So that is pretty much this bag. Let's hop over to the Pelican case and talk about what's in there. All right, this is my Pelican 1510. This is carry-on compliant, so I put this in the overhead bin. It gets pretty heavy, but I have all like batteries and stuff, and we'll show you here in a second. Got a bunch of stickers on here. Obviously it personalizes it, but it's just easy to identify either on the plane if there's another Pelican case on the plane, or some idiot just is dumb enough to try to take this. I know that someone's trying to grab my Pelican case, but on set, if there are other Pelican cases on set, I know that these are mine, and I have stickers on all of my Pelican cases just so I know they are mine, and then easy to identify. Like on the oversized carousel or whatever. So open it up, kind of see what we got going on here. Top, we have these this little divider, this little organizer thing, and I just put various things in here. Extra batteries for my lavalier pack. Tilta Nucleus Nano. Don't use it very often, but when I do, if I need to wireless focus something, I'll use the Tilta, so I have it in here, and it kind of fits in here, no problem. Rode Wireless Go, just as a backup audio solution, or if I just want to put the receiver somewhere and hide it, it's a lot easier to hide that than a bigger pack. And then HDMI cable. So here on the main compartment area, I have this Trek Pack system, and I really like it because it's more rigid than the foam inserts, and it's much more customizable than the Pluck foam. And because it's so thin, you can just fit a lot more equipment in. So that's kind of why I went with that. So I'm gonna kind of work from the left side over to the right side. And I'm probably not gonna pull everything out just because there's a lot going on here. But scattered throughout, you can see a bunch of these NPF style batteries, these 550s, 570s, and 950s, I think. I can't remember what all the numbers are, but yeah, got those to power various things. Obviously, these little batteries are to power the Pocket 6K, and then the bigger ones to power the Mix Pre. I'll show you that here in a second. So on this side, I have the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro G2, and then just wrapped around there just an XLR cable. I guess I could have put that in the other case, but since I have it, it fit in here, no problem. So got that. Next to it, I have the Rode NTG5, which is what I use to boom audio for interviews, and I put it on the Ursa as well when getting B-roll any chance I can, because I really like getting natural sound. Even with B-roll, I find that I incorporate it a lot in my edits, so it's just really nice to have that there. Right here, I just got a little color checker, just some extra little parts from the cut Trek Pack system I just used to make another little compartment, and I got this little color checker here. And then got my Small HG 702 Touch, And right next to that, I have a little hard drive caddy for the Atomos Ninja 5. And it's either 500 or a terabyte in there. I can't remember the size. But yeah, so this middle section right here, the little audio cables right here. This middle section here is primarily V-mount batteries. So I've got 5 V-mount batteries. I've got 2 of these little micro ones, and I'm gonna convert all of my batteries to these micro batteries at some point, just because I love the size of them, and they just pack down really easily. And then I have just a memory card case, and then my Sanken COS 11D wireless lav right here, and I just like to keep it in its hard shell case for added protection. Got a little clear filter here for my matte box, and I just have that really for protection. I have a lot of screw-on black Promise filters already on all my lenses, so I haven't really invested in a lot of like square filters yet, but one of these days when I grow up, I will do that. Got my Pocket 6K here, more batteries, obviously. Got this right here, it's a little battery tray for the Mix Pre 3 2, which is an awesome unit. More batteries, got the Mix Pre 3 here, and then this lav pack right here, the receiver, and then the transmitter right here, and then the Ninja 5 right there. So I kind of flew through that, but you can kind of see how everything's organized, and yeah, it does get pretty heavy, but it serves its purpose. Everything in here is very well protected, and I have all the batteries with me on as a carry-on, because you can't put those in your checked baggage. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the big case, and we'll have to move the camera for that. Before that, let's go ahead and talk about this video sponsor, Audiio. Music and sound design, I've said this so many times on my channel, but music and sound design are so important to just add a much more immersive viewing experience for your audience. And today's sponsor of this video, it provides just that. They provide music and sound effects with a little bit of a twist on their pricing structure compared to the competition. So who is Audiio? Audiio is a music and sound effects licensing platform made up by former ad agency creatives, musicians, filmmakers, folks that have been in the industry, understand the industry, know the ins and outs of the industry. So what they did is they put all their brain power together and came out with a solution for us filmmakers, for us freelancers, to get good music and good sound effects at an affordable price point. So much like the competition, they have a subscription-based platform that for about $17 a month, you can get music and sound effects. However, what really sets them apart is the fact that they have lifetime music and lifetime sound effects memberships. Now, well before they ever reached out to me to do any kind of sponsored content, I purchased the lifetime music and the lifetime sound effects memberships because I really believed in the product. I listened to some of the music, and this was early on before they had a lot of the music that they do on there now, and the music was already good then. So even though this is a sponsored video, I want you to understand that I actively use Audiio on a lot of my projects. And I love it because I've already paid for it, and now I don't ever have to think about paying for it ever again because I have the lifetime memberships. So the lifetime music right now is $299 US. However, if you use code SAVE100, you can actually take $100 off of that and it be $199, which in my opinion is an absolute steal for licensing music. So $200 might sound like a lot of money, but you gotta remember that some places you gotta license a song for, sometimes they're up to $50 per song. And that can start adding up. So that's 4 songs. If you have 4 songs in a project, like you're doing a wedding or something like that, I know a lot of my edits, my wedding edits, I have 4 songs, sometimes the vocal and instrumental. That's 2 different licenses that you'd have to get. So 4 different songs, your lifetime membership, you pay that once, that's already covered, and then you don't ever have to think about that ever again. And then you can get sound effects as well. So for $199 US, you can get lifetime membership to sound effects. And just like with the music, they're adding music daily, so they're always keeping up with fresh music and unlimited downloads. You can download it now and use it in perpetuity. So it's a really awesome plan. And you can also use Tyler Edwards 10. That's a discount code for 10% off, and that can get you a discount off the subscription plan or off of the lifetime music. So a couple of different codes that you can play with, and hopefully you can use those to save some money and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely check out Audiio. Great service. I really like it. I personally use it for my projects, and I think you'll find that the lifetime membership is something very worth checking out. That being said, let's go ahead and check out the last case that I have for my travel kit. All right, now let's take a look at this behemoth of a case right here. I've got all kinds of stuff in here, and I like to put stuff in pouches as best as I can. So in this case right here, I have all of my wireless feed stuff. So if I need to run a wireless feed for a client or something like that, got a monitor and then Mars 400S Pro, and kind of all the stuff I would need for that. And there's just a little rag right here to protect the monitor a little bit. And then in this case right here, this is for pretty much my Ursa Mini Pro G2 rig. So it's got the top handle, follow focus, side handle, all that kind of stuff. Some chapstick for some reason. And then some Allen wrenches and all that stuff. And my top handle already has like my SDI cable and everything, so I can build up the camera really quickly. Got a tripod in here, some stingers down there, power adapters. I got my V-mount charger, some gaff tape, gimbal, and the little tripod foot somewhere, and then just a tiny little light stand just to set up the wireless video feed if the client needs it. And then this is the little base plate for the Ronin that I use for the Pocket 6K if I'm flying it on a gimbal. And then just other like random stuff. Got my rails right here. This little guy to get air out of the sensor. And then in this thing, I just have this is another f-stop ICU thing. And in here, I've just got some other items that I like to have a little bit more protected. So I've got the small rig lightweight mat box in here. Great little mat box system. Some battery chargers for the NPF stuff. An extra lav mic, just in case I need it for whatever reason, just as a backup. Some Freewell variable NDs for my 1D if I for some reason need to use my 1D for something. And then this light right here that I love bringing with me on set. This is the Lupo Kick-Ass panel. Kind of a funny name, but it really is a great little unit. And I use this a lot as like a hair light or something, and it runs off NPF batteries, but it's an RGBW light, so you can kind of either use it as a hair light or just as an accent light or something like that. So I find I go for this thing quite a bit. Got a couple of rings for the mat box in here, and then a shock mount for on camera on the Ursa, shock mount for the boom pole, another battery charger, and then I like to bring these little YC Onion energy tubes, kind of like your standard tube light, but they're they're RGB. And they're great. They're magnetic, which is nice, and you can actually connect them together. So just kind of a versatile little system right there. That's pretty much it in this thing right here. And I think the only thing I forgot to mention is this guy right here. Just a little mini boom pole made by K-Tech. I just went with the option without the XLR built into it. So I have an XLR cable in here, but it fits perfectly in here for travel. My other one is too long, so went ahead and picked this one up, and then it extends out to 6 feet, I think, so works really great there. So that's pretty much it. Everything else that I would need, I would just end up renting wherever I'm going, so C-stands and all that kind of stuff. And I have a boom pole holder in here too, I forgot to mention, but everything else I'll pretty much rent, like lights and grip, soft boxes, all that kind of stuff, just because I will add that into the budget depending on where the job is. And this is just for air travel. Obviously, if I'm traveling, within driving distance, I'll have all of my equipment with me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, hope you found that helpful, useful, all that kind of good stuff. Maybe that you could apply this to your travel or anything like that. Or if you have suggestions for me, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to check out Audiio. Leave a link in the comments, in the description, all that kind of good stuff, a little promo code and all that good stuff. But great service. There's got great music on there, and I actually just recently used it on a project that I traveled to San Diego for, and I'm really excited for it. Can't wait to release that video to the public once it's all cleared and all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably put it on my YouTube channel, or if not, on my website or something. So anyways, hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.
Her victory is a promise, and he's accomplished it in his slaughter. For all my deeds in the dark when my thoughts are weak, tempted to fall in deep, but I'm walking in on my feet. I don't jog like I'm not competing. The job is an awesome feat.